How much data do I have left on my computer? Oh wow, I still have like 200 gigabytes. I'm good. But yeah, let's turn in the... Okay, so now we've got 2 new quests. Search Wanted Hacker. This is going to be our next main quest. You have to complete this one to move forward into the main story. But instead, we're going to do a game, a bug, and an imperiled job. Which, yeah. This is going to give us a bank expansion drive. Also, this is something why I'm willing to do this game 100%. If you take a quest, it will move you to where the quest starts. I'll be honest, this is something that doesn't, if I remember correctly, doesn't happen that often in Hacker's memory, and it makes me upset. Because a lot of the quests are just all over the place, and it's just running around. It's this whole thing. So, yeah, when the code... So, basically, this guy's saying when the code to trigger his boss appearance happens, the game crashes. Which, yeah. So, yeah, we're a Cyber Sleuth. He wants us to fix it. Connect. Yep, so let's use Connect Jump, and let's dive into the cell phone. So, this is our introduction to a digital space dungeon. There are a bunch of them over the course of the game, and a lot of them are often reused for an area. Oh, it's a Tokomon. Tokomon is, I mentioned it earlier, it turns into the Patamon and Angemon line, as well as other lines in this, but the iconic one is that. But, back to what I was saying with digital spaces. Like I said, digital spaces are often used for multiple quests, and eventually what happens is... Okay, how to say this? When you finish a digital space, it might not appear right away in the mirror dungeon. So what will happen is, if you go, after you complete this, and if you go to Digilab and it's not in Mirror Dungeon, that means you're going to be coming back. So don't worry about getting scan data, all the scan data immediately. I will say this, I'm not going for a complete field guide, because, I'm sorry, that involves so much Digivolution, de-Digivolution, it is just a nightmare. Let's convert Wanyamon and Ultimon. Can you... I can turn you to Vegemon, but I don't like Vegemon. So yeah, as you can see, the top evolution for this is going to be Growlmon. These ones are things for later. I forget what this is, actually. That's a Meramon. Now, okay, I'm going to talk about this one right now. As you can see, this is a weird one. A couple different Digimon can go into this one. But this, as you see, the requirements are level 15 or higher, and Human Spirit of Flame held. So to explain this, there are certain Digivolutions that require outside items. These are Armor and Spirit Digivolutions. The thing is with Armor and Spirit, and this is the annoying thing, is you can't get if I remember, I don't think you get any of the Armor Digivolutions in Hacker's Memory, and in Cyber Sleuth, you cannot get the... Oh god, now I'm feeling bad, I'm going blank. You cannot get any of the... What the fuck am I doing? You can't get any of the human spirit. Any of the spirits in general, because there's human and beast. So you're put into this, like, weird situation where you can't really do anything with them. And this is the thing, don't get me wrong, they're good in their respective games, but it's kind of bizarre and annoying. See, I'm gonna go back into the world. And I'm actually gonna, no, I'm gonna go back into Digilab because I forgot, I didn't go over this. So you notice one of the items we got from beating Growlmon was a memory up. Thing is, the memory ups are physical items. You could go through the entire game without using the memory up. It'd be hard as hell to do it. But it is possible. So, let's see here. I'm going to bring Wanyamon with me because I want you to Digivolve as soon as possible. I'm going to double check in here. Yep, the Farm Island one is good. The annoying thing is I'm going to have to boost Multimon's compatibility. Oh, cam. Because, well, the thing is, for the next evolution of Multimon that I want... which is his canonical anime evolution, which is Tentamon. He needs a companionship of 10, much like Biyomon or Agumon. Oh, frig, I just realized I need to... Oh, God, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get Greymon. Let me see. Can I view scan data through here? Let's see. No, I cannot. I know this is like a lot of me running in and out of the Digilab. I'm sorry. There's nothing really I can do about that. I kind of need to right now. Right now, I'm actually really happy with this team right now because of the fact I have Biyomon covering Vaccine, Palmon covering Data, and Guilmon covering Virus. But, shit, let's see. How much do I have? Let's see. So, oh, you're just going to turn it to that. I don't think any of you are going to merge into the line. No, none of you turn it. What? Oh yeah, I forgot Raremon's a champion. You know, I'm gonna degenerate you into Bukamon, because then I could turn you into Gomamon. Yeah. The other issue is I don't think Koromon or Voltamon appears here, so I'm gonna turn. A lot of the time when I'm running around, I'm gonna have function call active, so I can. I asked you. I know I'm all over the place, but there's a couple things I need to cover that I realized I never did. If you go into player, you can see your hacking skills. As you can see, we have wall crack up to level 4, code scan, copy paste, high security up to level 3, and function call to level 2. But if you notice, when you go into your hacking menu in the game, you'll only, up to now, you'll probably only have function call 1, high security 1, and wall crack 1. They all have usage conditions, as you can see. Wall crack level 1 just means you have 1 Digimon. Level 2 means there are 4 or more Digimon which are rookie or higher in your team. Level 3 requires 4 more champion, and level 4 requires 4 more ultimate. These are basically used to keep you, I guess in a way they serve as a level check. Which I think it means it's impossible to beat this game without using memory ups. Because, yeah, there's no way in hell you're meeting those requirements with the base 20. For code scan, as you can see, you need 1 Digimon, which is the data type. Copy and paste requires a vaccine. High security, at least 1 ultimate or better, which no way we're having that. High security level 2 requires a mega. And, yeah. For level 3, you need 5 or more Digimon, which are mega or better. That's actually kind of difficult. I say difficult until, like, really, really late game. But it basically says you cannot receive any random encounters. Function call will increase encounters, and function call 2 will force an encounter. There's no choice there. You need a free type, which is that is rookie or better, and that's actually a lot harder than you would think. Because a lot of Digimon lose the free type status after going into rookie. For example, Koromon was free type, but after he turned to Guilmon, became virus type. Or, for example, Biyomon is now a vaccine type, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Lopmon! Oh, that's a Terramon. I am going to have to use Rock Breaker and hope it works. Yes! But, very few Digimon are free type and, oh god, why am I drawing a blank here? Very few Digimon are free type and above rookie status. If you are really determined to get a Digimon that is free type and above rookie, the 2 lines I will recommend is the Vmon line and the actually in particular Koromon. Well, not Koromon. Oh, okay, it's kind of weird. There's a Digimon that has the similar name to Koromon, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Also, the gamer of the problem is a Poyomon. Or Poyomon. Poyomon's totally hooked to the game. It's civilization! Just one more turn! One more turn! Okay, let's... As you see, this is much stronger than the Digimon we've been fighting. Oh, wow, I inflicted poison. Spiral Twister. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I can get it Inframon, if it's even possible to get one now. Well, not Inframon. I forget what it's... Actually, if I get a Devimon or one of the virus, like, big bad types, I can degenerate and probably get it. Let's see. Okay, and while this is going on, I guess I'll take this last moment to explain the last thing of the Digimon. One of the last things I have to talk about, outside of the different Digivolutions, will be, their nature. So, each Digimon has a nature, and I'm gonna do a quick Pokemon comparison. As with Pokemon, where certain natures cause certain stats to level up faster, in this game, it's the same way. For example, you saw Palmon, if you freeze frame on her stat screen, she's a builder. In all honesty, the builder and searcher status suck to have. Because, to explain, oh wow. Searcher and builder's issues are... Searcher makes them better at looking with the search command in the, what's it called? Why am I drawing a blank here? Oh, yeah, in the Digifarm, and builder makes them better if you set it to build. Aww. Also, I love this track. This track is so nice. What can you do, right? It's a promise. Aww. It wasn't that he was malicious. He just wanted to play the game. That's all he wanted. The guy made a really good game, and Poyomon was just hooked. But yeah, the other ones are durable, lively, brainy, and there's a bunch of... There is... Now, unlike Pokemon, where you'd have to catch a bunch of the same Pokemon hoping you get a better, nature, and, like, IVs and all that good stuff, Digimon's very nice. Because of the fact, at the end of the day... What? Okay, thank you. But, oh wait, you actually have something to say. The back entrance is cold. But, there are discs, you know, and I'm gonna actually show this real quick, because they should be for sale, I believe, at this point. I'll say, early game, you don't need to worry about this. Late game, and especially when you start getting to Ultimates and Megas, and, oh god, Ultras, this becomes a very big concern. Their nature does become a big concern. Here we go. As you see, you can buy the Development and Searcher patches. The way those work are, if you use Development and Searcher, they will change the Digimon's nature to those two. But, if I could check, let me see. Yeah, no, here. Using Guilmon here. Guilmon's a fighter, so he's going to have really good attack. And now, if you switch a Digimon from, say, fighter to durable, the stats will get reloaded as if it's always been durable. It's retroactive. So this does make reaching certain evolutions easier. So, for example, Guilmon... later in the game is probably going to get switched to durable for the higher health. Because if I remember correctly, a lot of Guilmon's evolutions have HP requirements. If I'm back at Kowloon, I want to get I'm going to do a quick... Well, okay, I mentioned what it will be part 1 on YouTube, and what is the first stream that I was putting off grinding to a certain ability. That ability is Function Call. I want a Kuromon because I want to start raising an Agumon as soon as possible. The two Digimon I raise... Oh, really? A Sunamon? The two Digimon well, three actually, I try to get as early as possible is Guilmon, Agumon, and Gabumon. And also Palmon, now that I know how busted Palmon becomes. To explain, Palmon and... Really? There's a couple Digimon in this that have skills that ignore defense. They're penetration stats. They ignore defense and intelligence. I cannot break down all the stats in this game, mostly because I also don't understand all of them myself. The most I know is Int decides... I think Int decides both magical damage and magical defense. Then you have, of course, attack, which decides physical attacks. Defense, deciding physical defense. Speed decides turn order. And it's funny, I say I can't explain them all, and then I'm kind of explaining them all. But, I'm trying to think here, is that it? Yeah, that's really it. There is a hidden stat called evasion, but that's not really a thing that we can sort of track outside of using the evasion boost abilities. But yeah, it's an invisible stat. There we go. That just tracks how often a Digimon will miss. There you go. I guess also right now I'm going to take this, I should take this mode to explain things that are going to happen in the overall story. So, this game has a lot of missions that you're going to be doing for the, as a Cyber Sleuth, that you're going to be doing for the detective agency. A lot of the main missions won't feel like they have a huge impact on the main story overall. They'll just be random jobs. It's kind of reminiscent of an anime, so you'll have filler episodes every so often, but, well, yes, like for example, that one we just did, that served no main purpose, but it was also an optional quest. A lot of them, while they're optional, or they are, or filler or something, or just something to pad out game time, you don't really feel bad doing them, if that makes sense. Because, like that one, the one with the, Puyoman just playing the game. They feel, they all kind of have these nice stories going with them. Let's see, let's throw the Pabumon there. Let's see here. I'm going to bring the Multimon with me. Leave the Wanyamon there. Can I Digivolve you? Yes, I can to the one I want. This is Doromon. This one is one of Tristan's personal favorites, and it's definitely one of mine. It's not like my absolute favorite Digimon, but it is really good. Let's see, can I bring any more? I could Digivolve Palmon, but the issue is I don't have the party size. But a lot of the little things, like even the self-contained little stories, like with that guy and his game, they all are kind of nice and all have like this weird, kind of good little commentary. No, on different like aspects like that. Let's see here. This one's kind of reminiscent of like, let's talk about game design, like obscene deadlines. Let's see here. Search wanted. That's going to be an HP capsule. That's an SP capsule. A lot of bad hackers. The poor Digimon. Don't you think it's time for just desserts? Yeah, let's do this. Also, yeah, can we just talk about the fact that we were hired by Marie? Which, I'm now kind of annoyed by that, because, yeah, I just went into the I just spent all that time in the Digilab, and I just got a job from her. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this one is sort of... This is the use of the search function. As you progress through the game, you can have the Digimon search for different missions. There are hackers out there you are going to punish, I guess is the best way to say it. Yeah, basically you're going to be... Yeah, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to be going after the ones, the bad eggs that abuse their Digimon, make them suffer. Like, treat them like shit. Like, seriously, you find in, Digimon not Cyber Sleuth, in Hacker's Memory, you find this group that basically runs a marketplace for them. And it's really fucked. And, like, that's the thing that, throughout most of Hacker's Memory, you don't know any better. Our character here knows a bit better already, just because they didn't want to be a hacker. Also, by the way, as you keep unlocking the upper levels of Kaloon, you can just jump right to them. But, oh god, it's kind of weird. And, granted, some aren't... I wouldn't say that they're not responsible for their actions, but I would say they just don't know any better, because they don't know they're alive. They just see them as programs. I mean, hell, even Takado kind of had that issue at first in Tamers, where he wasn't sure if Guilmon would be alive or just be another be like the trading cards. And he treated that whole situation as a game at first. Let's see. They're just pushing Biomon. Biomon got lazy. I will say, the interesting thing about my, kind of nosy about the team I'm forming, and I'll be honest, I have a bad habit of doing this. A lot of my team ends up being, like, megas and ultras from the show. Well, from the shows, because I can't help it. They're cool. I also have some that I might just pick up because I like the characters. I'll be honest, like, for example, a lot of the original cast whose Digimon I use, like, for example, we got Biomon, who was with Sora in the beginning. Then you have Palmon, who was with Mimi. And I've been very vocal that I love Takado as a character. Matt is also one of my favorites. And also Tai. Like, honestly, Tai is probably one of my favorite goggleheads. Well, Tai and Takado are my two favorite goggleheads. Stop misusing your Digimon and give up hacking. Yes. No, you're not. Okay, let's fight them. Oh, wow, 2 Devimons. I was actually just talking about these earlier. Ah, yes, here is the panic status, or for some reason mislabeled in the tutorial, confusion. It basically works just like confusion. Oh, that was lucky. Let's use Spiral Twister and end this. But yeah, I still say one of my favorite bits of the confusion status have got to be in Digimon World 3. If you didn't, I don't believe it's shown in the Davis Ramen card video. But in the Digimon World 3 stream, which sadly is now gone for most of it, that was like a 14-hour stream. That was long as hell. But during that stream, the confusion status shows up, and all it does is it renames everything on your menu, and you get all kinds of like wacky results. It's actually pretty fun. Also, I hope you enjoy these fast battles, because they are not going to stay fast. It is very much not going to. Late game gets really hard, especially when you start encountering other ultimates and megas. I know this game doesn't have the same problem as Digimon World, or at least Dawn of Dusk, where like they start throwing in armor and DNA Digivolved opponents. Outside of, for example, the Colosseum, though. The Colosseum, it's kind of forgivable because you don't get scanned it. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna mention this out. If you go into the Colosseum expecting to, oh, I'm just gonna lose and just get more scan data, there is no scan data in the Colosseum. You also don't acquire scan data of certain bosses. If it's, for example, how to say this? Like, so far, every boss we've encountered so far, we've gotten scan data for, but if I may use an example, say the boss is a Flame Dramon. You won't get scan data, because there's only going to be one Flame Dramon in the entire game. Or one or two, because I believe the only Flame Dramons are in the Colosseum, and when you fight for the Digi-Egg. It's such a rare thing that it just doesn't make sense, because then you have this scan data for a Flame Dramon, but you're never going to get enough to actually Digi-convert Flame Dramon. Now, if it's something that's going to appear again later, like, for example, Groundmon does become commonplace, I believe, in some of the later dungeons. Or at least I know for a fact it's in, Hacker's Memory. And I know I've been bringing up Hacker's Memory a lot, but it's the parallel to this game, so it's kind of going to happen. Let's see, let's move you there. Let's see, can Multimon... What is your cam? Shit. I believe you have to be in the front half of the party to get cam. Which, yeah, that's the issue for Koromon to Digivolve too, so... this is gonna suck, but I know what I'm going to do. Let's move you there. Hopefully I have enough yen. I can buy one. Let's see, can I sell anything? I don't really use these. Because I'll pick up the items later and do that. Oh wait, I have some pearls and topazes. If it has that red jewel, it means it's designed for selling. Now, I hate using the exciting meat for this because exciting meat has a chance of failing. Oh no, I have 20 Digimeat. Wait, what is your camp? There we go. There we go. Now, if I may use that with exciting, as you see, yeah, exciting has it could get a huge bonus. The issue is it has a high chance of failure. 1. Oh, nope. 4. 6. 7. 8. Come on. 9. 10. There we go. Okay, let's move quickly and go over here because it isn't instant, but I do not want them to lose that. So turn you into Agumon. Turn Multimon into Tentamon. Okay, good. You lose the cam requirement. What about Agumon to... Shit. Okay, Agumon's coming with the party. And we're going to do some party shifting. Take Biomon into the back. Bring Agumon to the forefront. Appears everything went smoothly for you. I'm so glad I called you to help me clean up Eden. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what? hacker blacklist. There are 30 hackers. Now 29. She's actually lying there. So the total is there are 60 hackers on the blacklist. The thing is, it's been split. Half of them go to the Cyber Sleuth, the other half go to Hacker's Memory. So, yeah, we're not tackling all of it because it's just a huge, huge line. And the thing is, I've already said I'm doing all the side quests, the bonus packs, everything. So we already have a lot of content to cover. Wait, what? This is purple. Shit, this is actually a DLC one. Okay, so I could have sworn there was the only DLC was the yeah. Okay. You know what? I forget all the mission packs. I know in particular the mission packs I remember are, as I've referenced, the 7 Deadly Sins. And to be honest, I'm actually really excited to cover that pack because that one actually includes a guest character from outside of the story franchise. And actually includes a character that I'm really happy to see because, well, I used to be them. There's more to that later, and like you don't know which one I'm talking about. I could be talking about World 4. Where I ran World 4 as a Guilmon. No one, there's no doubt there. No one has any doubts. I was a freaking Guilmon. Okay, now I kind of mentioned my Digimon game history, but I guess I should talk about this. Digimon games are weird to talk about because each one's different. Digimon World 3 is your traditional just JRPG, more akin to Final Fantasy than to Pokemon. Digimon World Dawn and Dusk is where they actually... Oh, wait, I don't have any free types. Wow. No, don't... Frig, I just realized. Do I... What is my party size? Because Palmon's maxed level... I want to Digivolve Palmon, and I'll figure it out later. But is it Dawn and Dusk that they finally settled on this? It was, if I remember correctly, they settled on this format during Digimon World DS, and it was also okay. No, I'm gonna start from the top here. It's easier to talk about Digimon games starting with the top. Digimon World 1, which was one of the first, at least, console Digimon games, was very much a Tamagotchi video game. You had either an Agumon or Gabumon who went through its life cycle until it reached Ultimate. You could not reach Mega in this game. Which is weird because the final boss was Machinedramon, which is a Mega. But you were on File Island, you had to worry about the Digimon's health, its need to use the bathroom, and all this other stuff as you went. And eventually the Digimon would after a couple hours or so, the Digimon would be reborn, which, that's a whole thing with Digimon. But, World 2 is a dungeon crawl, and more similar to this game in terms of how the Digimon work. Then you have World 3, which like I said is traditional JRPG. Oh, I'm gonna save before I talk to you. Then Digimon World 4 is a Diablo game. Which blows my mind. Data Squad goes back to traditional. You're one of those goofy style good guys who likes running around eating and picking fights with big, bad old hackers like me. And now you've come to take us on. Eden's legendary 3 scammers. I'm Takeshi. I'm the youngest of the 3 siblings. I target young gamers playing free-to-play games using my Digimon and sell them counterfeit items. And it's made me a real fortune. Oh my god. This is an actual thing some people do, is the sad thing. Let's see, let's use Rock Breaker to take out that Debimon. Palmon's definitely going to take out this Boltamon. There's no question in my mind, especially with the combo. But yeah, Digimon games are weird, and it's just weird to talk about them because each one's unique. Or at least used to be till they settled on this 3v3 battle aspect with the reserve party. But, to be honest, like, this is the thing, I used to tell people, like, try the different games, because you might find one you like. Digimon World 1 and up to 3 were PS1 games. You can't really play them anymore outside of emulators or on a PS3. And to be honest, I actually have a physical disc of 3, and as I said, we've streamed it, and I've also been said I don't like using ROMs of games I don't own. Because of the way the PS1 emulator / 2 emulators work, I tend to use my physical discs. But that's a whole other conversation. But, yeah, no, it's really hard to find the rest of the world franchise. Because, well, Digimon didn't really take off here in the States. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't a Digimon fan base. Oh, God, I'm not saying that. It's just that compared to, for example, Pokemon, we are much smaller and not nearly as prominent. It also didn't help, at least on my end, and a couple people have said the same thing when they were kids. You always heard Digimon's just a knockoff of Pokemon, because they both ended in the word Mon, which is weird, because they both just use the word Mon because it's an abbreviation of monster. Digimon does it for digital monsters, Pokemon does it for pocket monsters, and Digimon was really just a weird, glorified Tamagotchi at first. It's a whole story with how Digimon came to be in existence. But it is a really good franchise. I always recommend to people. And this is Mamoru, the middle child of the 3 scammers. Oh my god, I sell elderly people ineffective health products, use their personal information to hack into their bank accounts. Wow. This guy's a dick. Okay, no, we're kicking this guy's ass. Guilmon, destroy it. I guess I should take a moment to talk about this. So, Digimon hasn't shied away from the concept of death, unlike, say, Pokemon, where Pokemon's, like, very heavily avoided talking about the concept of death. I mean, they'll talk about it, but, like, it's always like, oh, you're not killing anything, they're fainting, and all that stuff. Which, I know tends to be a source of some jokes, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, to them, Pokemon battles are still just a game. It's very rarely life or death stakes, where Digimon doesn't. Digimon, like, embraces death wholeheartedly, especially, like Tristan brought up yesterday, we joke about Leomon dying. It is a trope at this point that the character of Leomon in every mainline Digimon series, when he appears, he dies in some way, shape, or form. And it's tradition at this point. To the point we're only waiting for it to happen in 2020. But like, Digimon is very much built on the idea of sacrifice. to the point. And the reason Digimon doesn't shy away from it is because they also have a get out of jail free card with the fact that if a Digimon dies within the digital world, they're in a cycle of perpetual rebirth because it's recycling data. So say a Guilmon naturally digivolves to Groundmon, but then is killed by a Metal Greymon. That Groundmon would then just be recycled as data and turn back into a baby Digimon. Yeah, I'm the one who's been writing up your brothers. Knowing my name and looking at me, you'd probably guess I'm a guy, right? You're wrong. I'm neither guy nor girl. My first... Oh, we're having this conversation. I can only pick one or the other. So I really went with guy, but... It's a gray area. Ah. And there's the catch. I hop on dating sites and steal money from dumbasses. But, look. Oh. Okay. Why? I mean, this makes sense that you have a Karamon. But yeah, no. This is yikes content. I don't really have anything I can say this without I think of incurring some wrath. And I've said I'm not afraid of. This is a bit of a conversation I'm not really skilled enough, and my channel's not really set up to have. Okay, yeah, just please don't. Like, that's just a conversation we are not going to have. So let's keep talking about Digimon. Like, I know Digimon is a series that never really took off here in the States, and I know different ones have been met to different receptions, like, especially here in the States. Like, for example, I know nowadays, looking at Adventure 01, it's kind of met with yikes from a lot of people because, not because of the content, but because of the people who did the dub. It was done by Saban, which Saban has a weird history that is a whole other conversation. But, like, they really sugarcoat stuff, or they take away a lot just because it's not something they can talk about. But it's weird because they also allow a lot of death in Digimon. Like, for example, Wizardmon, as I brought up. And I guess just bringing this up now. Like, before everyone goes like, oh, but you say Digimon die and then get reborn, so there's no real consequences, much like Pokemon faint and then just get revived through for the Poke Center. Yes and no. In the anime, if a Digimon is to be permanently at least in the original timeline of Adventure, which is, I don't know if this is going to hold true in 2020, the new one, in the original to and that timeline ends in Last Evolution, if a Digimon is deleted in the real world, its data is gone for good. Because our world, it's a byproduct of the Digi world to recycle them. Our world doesn't do that. I'm going to take Biomon out and put Biomon in there, so that way I have the room to Digivolve Palmon. Oh no, shit. Palmon can't actually go to the form I want, so what I'm... Oh, you have an ABI of 0! I forgot, because you're my first Digimon. Yeah, no, I'm going to be degenerating you. Let's move Biomon back into the party. I kind of blanked out there. Actually, at that, I know I can't move you in there. Let's see. Yeah, your max is definitely high enough. So you need level 14. You can definitely do it. So you need level... Okay, you already had the stat requirements. Let's see, level 15, you can do it. 16, you could definitely do it. Yeah, okay, I'm just double checking. But, yeah. If it, like I said, if a Digimon dies here in the real world, they don't get recycled. But, and that's the thing. Like, they do that a lot. To the point when the Digidestin try to make it a habit not to defeat Digimon in our world anymore towards the end. They push them back into the digital world, because a lot of the times the Digimon they fight aren't evil, they're under control. Like, for example, during the entirety of Adventure 2's opening, there's the black ring / spirals. Then, Adventure 1 has the black gears. But then you have what they start fighting later, like, for example, Myotismon and his servants, which are very much evil. They let you know they're evil. Also, Sleuth rank up. Yeah, let's see here. Oh. This is gonna be fun.